out, John.
Okay.
Good evening. It's December 26, 2025, Friday, and we're in Frontline Purple Heart Studios.
Purple Heart Studios. How do you name it that?
Well, the only man I know that won a Purple Heart. We're very proud of you. We're in Frontline Purple Heart Studios with Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
We got a new canvas behind you, a new backdrop, and this is trying to imitate 1944 in the Ardennes Forest.
Ardennes Forest,
A lot of snow on those trees.
Yeah.
And see how close the trees are together. That was a problem fighting the Ardennes Forest. The tanks had to mow down the trees in order to make any type of progress, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich was Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift.
Yeah.
Well, how are you doing today?
Good.
You're looking well. You're looking well. Did you have a nice dinner?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have dinner with Amber?
Yeah.
Really? What did you and Amber do?
Oh, she had to leave early.
Oh, she did? Well, what did you do while she was here?
What she do over here?
What did you two together?
Well, she was writing all the time. She's busy writing. She's in a book and everything. I don't know if she's making a diary or what, but she
Maybe
writes.
Bible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's nice, Mr. Jeckovich, and we're going to read part of your book today. It's titled Their Mother's Sons. How many pages is it?
849.
Wow, that's a big, beautiful book. It takes Mr. Jeckovich's age from 11 to his mother's demise at 89. That's when he started caring for his mother. At 11 years old, at 3063 Orleans Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. His father died very young, and it was up to Mr. Jeckovich to do the rest. So, I'm going to pick up, we read the book one time all around already. We're the second time around, and this is on page 325. I'll just pick it up and we'll just go from there, all right?
Okay.
All right. Page 325, and this chapter is titled Passwords, Kia, and Hospital Bound.
What were the first two words?
Passwords, Kia, and Hospital Bound. KIA. In other instances, several rifle companies would be so depleted that they would compromise at the most reinforced platoons. At times, a company would be down to 60 men, another to 80, far from the strength of a normal rifle company. Our own squad was under strength by 4 men most of the time, and it was seldom that we operated at full strength for long. So most of the time, you're short of men.
Yeah.
Most of them are dead, right?
Yeah, casualties.
Casualties, yeah. The Germans refused to surrender even after they were devastated with high explosive charges in their bunkers. Finally, a tank dozer, a tank equipped with a bulldozer blade. Have you seen many of those tanks?
Yeah.
With bulldozer blades?
Yeah.
Was summoned, and it covered the entrance and firing embraces with earth, sealing it and burying the men inside alive.
Yeah, bro, what the hell was it all?
Bulldoze them right over, right? Buried everyone alive. Wow. Another time, 2 battalion attack was planned with the purpose of flushing out the entrenched Germans in 2 isolated villages. Reaching the villages necessitated moving through the forest in waist-deep snow. In the Ardennes Forest during the Battle of the Bulge, which was the coldest winter record, it's usually waist-deep snow, right?
Yeah.
Your socks are frozen. I was carrying the tripod. That's the machine gun tripod,
Yeah.
right? What's the weight?
135.
That's a lot of weight to carry through the snow. A lot of weight.
Put on your shoulders.
What?
On your shoulders.
I know, a lot of weight. Trudging through that snow is hard enough. And Lester had the receiver. Leib had gotten some of the antifreeze from the receiver on his hands and had a mild case of frostbite. So if it's 20 below and you got that antifreeze on your hand, it would get frostbite.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible, yeah.
Leib had gotten, okay. His hands were too sensitive to carry anything, not even several animal boxes. It was just as well. I'd rather have Lester doing these times, as he seemed more aware of what was going on around him, plus the fact that he would not gripe as much as Leib. So Leib complained a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. We had as much trouble with the dense woods, very populated woods. The trees were a couple feet of each other. Steep slopes and high snow as we had with the enemy. So the Ardennes forest wasn't a pretty place to be fighting in.
Yeah.
It was tough. By nightfall of the first day, we came upon a network of trails leading into two villages. One of the rifle companies sent out a reconnaissance patrol to determine the strength and position of the Germans occupying the villages. The reconnaissance patrols, that's a very dangerous job, right?
Right.
Being in a reconnaissance patrol.
Yeah, that was the rifle company.
What's that?
That was the rifle company that was doing it.
You could easily get caught in enemy territory and not get out, right?
Send two guys out for a scout.
You never get out. In the meantime, we set up a defensive position, but did not bother to dig in. And the ground was frozen to a depth of over a foot. Besides, we would not be here for long. We had all chilled from the trudging through the deep snow, and I was soaked from sweating, yeah. As we crouched down there, waiting for the patrol to return, I could feel the back of my wool undershirt being soaked. We had no change of clothes, and we're all getting colder by the minute, because now it's turning into ice.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. The patrol returned and reported a heavy concentration of Germans in one of the villages, but no tanks were sighted. The artillery was alerted, but the American reconnaissance patrol was trying to find out where the Germans are, and the Germans had their reconnaissance patrol finding out where the Americans are. Yeah. The artillery was alerted. Shortly thereafter, the shells from the 105s and the 155s were whistling overhead, saturating the little village. After they lifted the barrage, we moved in cautiously, anticipating any moment that the Germans in the village would open up on us with their burp guns and mortars. What's burp guns?
Burp gun, a machine gun, hand machine gun.
Most of the Nazis had one?
Yeah.
As we advanced, we were getting closer to some of the houses in the village, and everyone expected to see a burp gun blasting away from one of the broken windows. Let's see what happens. Like sheep, the men huddled together and were wondering when all the hell will break loose. I was praying that we would not get any airburst as we're out in the open, unprotected and no place to seek shelter. What's airbursts?
What?
What's airbursts?
That's the town.
Okay.
Harrisburg?
Airburst. B-U-R.
Amberst?
Air, A-A-R, B-U-R-S-T. Airbursts.
That's the name of the city.
Okay. All right, let's see. Up ahead, the lead scout signaled caution. Almost immediately, a German machine gun opened fire on us. It had caught me by surprise. As I hugged the frozen ground, I waited for the next burst to see if I could locate him. I was ready for the second burst and had spotted his position. He was in a clump of trees, almost in the clearing, and I could see him distinctly now. So many times when these Germans snipers get in a clump of trees, there's a good chance they'll never make it out. They'll get shot right in the tree, right? Because someone's eventually going to see the fire, right? He fired another burst and then another, and I wonder what he was firing at so profusely. All the while he gave away his position. So shooting, it gives away your position.
Yeah.
When you accept the machine guns, you would hit it for a few minutes and then you'd go to another position.
Yeah, you gotta move, yeah.
One of the rifle squads was deployed to attempt to flank his position. No sooner had they moved out, another machine gun opened up and they were caught in the crossfire. The company commander was killed attempting to extricate his men, and we were in a good portion of his platoon. So the company commander was trying to get one of his wounded men off the street, and he got killed in the process.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot of that went on.
19 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that went on. Just pure heroes. Every time I read more. We would fire at the one machine gun position, clear our position and find another, so as not to get zeroed in on. Kept moving was the name of the game. Lester was getting used to the gun, and he was getting fairly accurate in his firing. I kept urging him to fire in short bursts and conserve ammo, and he would comply almost all the time. But Lake would just keep shooting, right?
Yeah.
He would just keep shooting. The remaining riflemen were attempting to flank the machine gun position and were told to hold our fire. The German gunners were not aware of the flanking movement and kept firing at anything that moved. So the Germans firing from the trees were just firing at anything.
Yeah.
And that hurt them because their position is now given away. The riflemen got within bazooka range and fired several rockets, hitting the one gun emplacement. The other gun ceased firing, and the crew crawled out on the bunker with their hands up high shouting, "Comrade, comrade." So a lot of these Nazis now are retreating, surrendering. The lead scouts were in the village and reported light enemy resistance. By the platoon of the Shermans was entering the village from the opposite direction. Taking advantage of the frozen ground and crossing several fields which were rutted with truck and command car tracks. They swept the village firing a stubby-nosed 75s and the machine guns at the slightest hint of any movement. The Germans gave up quickly, and from the looks of them, they were in worse shape than we were. We found out later from the prisoners' interrogation that they had not had any food or water in 24 hours, and before that, they had been on light rations for over several weeks. So the Nazis basically ran out of food.
Yeah.
When you interrogated the Nazi soldiers, did they always volunteer information, or was it tough to get information out of them?
Now, depending on who you're talking to, some guys are scared and they tell everything. Other guys are shut up, they don't say nothing.
How about the SS?
SS, they didn't say nothing.
But like a private would do all the talking.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, he's scared and he starts talking.
He's got what?
He started talking.
Yeah. Yeah. The lead scouts were in the village and reported light enemy resistance. By the platoon of the Shermans were entering the village from the opposite direction, taking advantage of the full frozen ground, crossing several fields which were rutted by command car trucks. So when the ground is frozen, the tanks can move greatly with great speed. Yeah. But when the ground is mush and it's like all mud, it's hard for the tanks to move, right?
Well, they got those threads on. These threads are powerful.
Yeah. Let's see. The Germans gave up quickly, and they were in worse shape than us. They were under the assumption that when they surrendered, they would have at least have water and some food available. Instead, they were each given a K ration and a half a cup of water, which had been purified, and Hazelstone tablets. So you purified all your water with Halcyon tablets, right?
Yeah.
And so the Germans thought by giving up, they're going to have a big meal.
Yeah.
But they didn't get it this time. They didn't get it this time. Let's see, here we go, page 327. Here we go. No sooner had we revealed the information than the German mortar and artillery fire began coming in our area, following by screaming German infantry. We quickly swung up the gun around and become firing on the oncoming hordes. So now you got a lot of Germans attacking you. At the same time, you have a lot of Nazi prisoners. How did you handle that? You got Nazi prisoners and behind you, and you got Germans coming shooting you.
Well, you took a guy, watch the prisoners, and you start shooting over the guys coming this way.
Wow.
Germans coming this way.
That was a tough situation. They had to cover the deep, wet snow in an open field, which gave us time to seek our targets. So now many Nazis are coming after you, but they're in an open field of waist-deep snow, so they were easy targets.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy targets. The understrength rifle company formed an offensive, and with their 61 millimeter mortars and light machine guns, opened fire on the advancing infantry. The Shermans came online and began to fire point blank at the enemy. Their 75s catching many before they're halfway across the field. So they were sitting duck.
Yeah.
They were sitting ducks. The Germans fell back to the woods. The counterattack was repulsed. A call went out to the fighter group to disperse them even further. It was not long before the P-38 Lightnings were overhead. The P-38 Lightnings did a great job during the war.
Yeah.
They cleared a lot of fields, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they had a lot of firepower, didn't they?
A couple of them, yeah.
It was not long before the P-38 Lightnings were overhead and spotted our markers and were hurling out of the sky, their machine guns and cannons blazing away at the fleeing Germans, catching many of them in the woods and the next clearing beyond. Although we took many prisoners, it always seemed like the Germans had an exhaustible supply of men to send to us. So no matter how many Germans were killed, no matter how many prisoners you took, there's still thousands of more Germans behind you.
Yeah, that was their homeland.
Yeah, that was their homeland, yeah. Yeah, wow. And that advantage always lay with them. So they always had lots of soldiers.
Yeah.
That was their advantage. In reality, the German force was a makeshift at best. It was the forest and the snow that was their best defense. The Germans were free to roam all about, using the dense trees for color, cover, and concealment. Yeah, that Ardennes forest is a very populated forest. Those trees are huge and are close together, so that makes for great concealment for the Nazis. Minutes, please. Minutes, please.
He's not here.
Mr. Jeckovich, would you like a coffee?
No, no thanks, no thanks.
Do I have a staff behind me in the studio?
There's no one there.
Oh, they want the coffee break together. I'll be damned. Well, we were a screen for a battalion coming to us. They would take up the pursuit of the Germans in the next village and beyond. I was exhausted, as I imagine everyone else was. We trudged through the woods in the snow up to our waist, at times soaking wet, in 0 temperature for over 2 weeks. We had not had a hot meal in 2 weeks. I hadn't had a hot meal in 2 weeks. That's amazing.
In cold weather.
Yeah. Much less a nourishing morsel of K-rations. We understood these were not normal times. And if anything is ever normal in combat, and considered ourselves lucky to be still alive. You guys were just lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Casualties were high.
All no chance, all no chance.
Yeah, a lot of luck too. But besides that, your mother, Anna Targus Jeckovich, a devout Roman Catholic, got on her knees and prayed the rosary for you every night. And those prayers were answered. Do you remember seeing your mother pray the rosary?
Oh yeah, on her knees in front of the bed.
Every night?
Yeah.
Yeah, every night, wow. I was too exhausted physically as well as mentally to try and sort it out now. All I really knew for sure that I could not take another step, much less wade to another snow-covered forest. So this time you're really tired.
Yeah.
9.5.
You're really tired. The sun was up and I lay back stretched full out, absorbing its warmth rays. I finally fell asleep and I did not know how long I was asleep, but the next thing I can recall was someone desperately shaking me to awaken. You remember getting shaken
Yeah.
in the woods to awaken? As I looked up, I could see the gold eagle on a steel helmet and a smile on a person's face. What's the gold eagle mean?
And that's a general.
Top of the line.
Yeah.
Wake up, son, he said softly. I later found out it was Lieutenant Colonel Walter Richardson of the 3rd Armored Division. He helped me up softly and explained our present situation. Then he said we should be relieved shortly and we would try to get some hot chow and dry clothes up to us. He also stated that we're doing a good job and soon it should be all over with. Then we could get on with our lives. He looked over at what's left of our squad. There wasn't much left of your squad, right?
Yeah.
They were all killed. They were all killed. So look, Lieutenant Colonel right now is looking over your squad and once again jumped back into his Jeep. The driver whisked him away. I found out that they were in Manhay and somehow in the confusion of the last 2 weeks, we had become separated from the 18th Airborne Corps and had drifted into the 7th Corps sector. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah.
Going from the 18th and now you're in the 7th?
Yeah.
The boundary between the two corps was a highway that ran north and south. Wow, that's interesting. True to his word, hot chow was brought up in Meramite containers. What's Meramite containers?
Mermites, they're big cans of big insulated chugs. And
that's how
the food
the hot
was in
food
those.
was served.
Yeah.
Hot chow was brought up in Meramite containers, and we enjoyed our first hot meal in weeks. Wow. Where'd you sit and eat?
Huh?
Where'd you sit and eat?
Probably in the barn or get out of the woods.
After getting our fill with plenty of hot coffee, things did not look so dark or dismal. We posted guard along the riflemen from the 7th Corps along the village. For the first time since we arrived in the theater, we slept in a long room, a warm room with a roaring fire and a fireplace. Do you remember finally finding that warm room with a fireplace?
Yeah, we should have been in there.
You should have been in there.
No.
But you stayed there, right?
Yeah.
Lucky you didn't get killed, right?
Yeah. I would get bombed.
Or bombed. The next morning, after many hot cakes and much coffee, we prepared to move out. We've got several boxes of ammo for the guns, which was good because you're always shy of ammunition. And those machine guns go through a lot of ammo, a lot of ammo. In fact, it goes through so much ammo that the barrel of the machine gun gets red hot.
Yeah.
It'd burn your hand off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You cool it with water and the antifreeze, right?
Antifreeze, yeah.
Wow, let me see where I am here. We got several boxes of ammo and some small arms ammunition that was made available from our last airdrop. So most of the ammo and food you received from airdrops, correct?
Yeah. Well, some of it, Red Bull brought it in.
Like Post would bring it in?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're happy to see that hot meal, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks in the filth. We were still detached from the division and still assigned to 18th Corps. We had changed our status so often we really didn't know where we belonged. So you changed your status so many times you didn't know where the hell you belonged.
Yeah.
Right? Or what our command structure was. We were told to attach ourselves to this outfit or that brigade, and we did so with full understanding that it was a part of the job. We did it willingly and enthusiastically to the best of our ability. I did not have the slightest idea where Post was, or if he was well. I found an aid station and had someone look at Leip's hand. That was frostbite, right? And Leip's hand had frostbite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was told that they were not bad at all. It was superficial at best, and he was fit for duty. That's a common term. When you were shot in the shoulder by a sniper, you're beat up by door-to-door hand combat, trench foot, frostbite, plenty of shrapnel still in your body, right?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything?
Huh?
Did I miss anything? What happened to you?
No.
You were sent to a hospital in Paris to mend your wounds. And then after a couple months in the hospital in Paris, you're all bandaged up, and they told you if your index finger is capable of pulling the trigger of that machine gun, and if you're able to walk, you're what?
Fit for duty.
So they use that term a lot, right?
Yeah.
Fit for duty. So it seemed like everyone was fit for duty, right?
Yeah.
If they could walk and pull the trigger. Let's see. He was fit for duty. Lake did not want to hear that he was fit for duty. He stated once again he was tender and sore. He wanted to be sent back to the States, didn't he?
He always complaining.
I gave Lester the receiver, and Lape agreed to carry several boxes of ammo. So Lape argued with him and said, I'm not fit for duty. Send me back to the States.
Yeah.
But finally, what happened to Lake? He had his head blown off, right?
Yeah.
He went down, he went down, he went down. We were moving up to the roadblock on the Bastogne Lake Highway and a Belle Hay, 4 miles to our south. We could hear the P-47 Thunderbolts buzzing overhead about where we're told that the several 2nd Panzer armor cars were trying to break through
3.5.
in the deep cut in the road. The woods were so thick on both sides. Yes, populated forest at Ardennes.
Yeah.
The woods were so thick on both sides of the road that the Germans were forced to use the road. The P-47's were aware of the heavy concentration of German armor getting ready to smash through the series of roadblocks that we set up to stop them. We laid out panels, bright orange and rose identification panels, to our immediate front, establishing our position in relationship to the enemy. When we then hunkered down in the bunkers from the tanks and our own P-47's. The fighters were known to fire short of their target and hit friendly troops. Did you have a lot of your friendly troops killed?
Say again?
Did the P-47's at time to time kill the friendly troops by accident?
They had to know where they're going with the firing at.
But it happened a lot. There's a lot of death by their own.
And those panels that you were laying out, how big were the panels? You said you were laying panels out? Panels?
Panels, bright orange and rose.
Signal panels, yeah.
How big were they?
That was on the aircraft with where we were.
Oh, okay.
So they'd fire in front of those panels and not behind, right?
Yeah.
In a matter of minutes, the P-47's were swooping down on their prey, their bombs fighting the targets. The bullets from the machine guns beat, chanted death, and strapped the infantry.
See, these guys flying those planes, I don't know where we were and where the enemy would be, they'd be shooting at us.
And you'd be dead.
So they
Yeah.
took the panels out all the time.
Oh, wow.
That was a big job putting those panels, right?
Yeah.
It was important.
They appeared to be working individually upon previous assignment targets. 3 of the P-47's dived again. The cannon fire began beating a path on the snow covered. So those P-47's were very instrumental during the war, right?
Oh yeah, if they knew where they're going, yeah.
Minutes.
Minute 10.
And you had to put up those panels to let the P-47's know you're behind the panels.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, you'd be slaughtered too.
Yeah, but they get confused, they'd probably be shooting at us.
That'd be a hell of a way to go, fighting for your country and getting killed by accident by one of your
Friendly
countrymen.
fire. Yeah. 1 minute.
Yeah. So that was one hell of a war.
Well, especially in the wintertime.
You know, yeah, waist deep, coldest winter record in
Yeah.
Ardennes Forest, and lots of casualties. Wow, give me a minute count.
Oh, it's like 50 seconds.
Oh, that's 19, I was 33.
Yeah, code for teenagers was 33. Well, Mr. Jeckovich, we're just about, time's up.
This came from Key West.
Not enough time,
Okay.
not enough time.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we got something for you, but time's up. So the time's up at Frontline Purple Heart Studios. You did another great job, 717 YouTubes you've done. That's amazing work, Mr. Jeckovich. What do you want to do now?
Watch Trump.
Want me to put Trump on?
We're staying here till 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but the studio time ends.
Yeah.
And we'll pick this up again tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Jeckovich, you did